Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, what's up everyone today? It's the Man-Child. Okay, so today for a review, we're going to take a look at the new Masters of the Universe times ThunderCats CHEETARA. So yeah, we get CHEETARA added to the Wave 1 series of this ThunderCats crossover, which I think is pretty cool. Looks like they did a really good job with her. I want to say that the arms, torso, and legs are all new tooling. It's different from the regular Origins and cartoon collection figures. Very similar to what they did with all three of the main ThunderCats from what I showed my last 3 videos with those. They also added some new armors you can see on the main buck and the head armor piece, face mask with the hair. But at the same time, I think you can remove those pieces and then add the regular hair. Yeah, take the main armor off the body and convert it to more the traditional CHEETARA, just like you can do with somewhat with Lino. Aside that, yeah, it's really cool to see her added to the line. And then, of course, she comes on this newer style card with exploding rocks, the new logo, and these cards are built really well. And just a quick look at the art and back of the packaging. So yeah, we can see CHEETARA jumping in the air with her staff, getting ready to fight Trapjaw. So check that out. We got another variant of Trapjaw that's probably going to be coming to the line. And that's how they're going to get you with this ThunderCats crossover. You're going to see all new figures again, like, who knows, Trapjaw, Beastman, everything, mixed with the ThunderCats series like they did with the Turtles of Grayskull. Here's a closer look at the bio for CHEETARA. You want to pause and read that. Then dropping down to the bottom, it shows she has a new gauntlet that can hold the short version of the staff. So it's also cool to add both the short and long versions of her staff. And moving over to the right-hand side, these are all 3 ThunderCats figures as part of the Wave 1 series. And then, of course, CHEETARA comes with a new comic. So it's the same comic that all 3 of these figures in Wave 1 comes with. It's my 3rd time showing it. So I'm just going to flip through it real quick. It's called Third Eternia. Bring it up close for people who haven't seen it. I'll read it again. Look at the captions and all the art. These characters and what's going on with this ThunderCats crossover. There's CHEETARA, obviously. We got Lino. There's the new He-Man. Coming in Wave 2. Skelra. That's it. Okay, here's a quick look around. A new CHEETARA out of package, roller accessories. So, taking a closer look at this new head sculpt for CHEETARA. Looking pretty good. I like the way they painted the eyes, the orange paint around the face and the eyes. Now, she has a new metal headband that goes around this new style of hair. Right, it goes all the way around. Just look at the back, and you can see that the hair, yeah, blows in the wind, or it's sculpted like it's blowing in the wind on the left-hand side. She has these extra face plates that come down off the metal band. And, oh, they're actually separate, so you can move them around. They're really soft, and take a better look at the main face. Actually, the whole headband and hair moves off the face, I believe. Let me see. Yes, okay. So, yeah, that would make sense for them to come off. You can see in the center of the headband, you have the closed eye of ThunderCats. It's pretty neat. Here's a look at the other side, the hair, right, and again in the back. As far as the articulation with this hair and metal band headpiece, she can look all the way to the left, somewhat to the right. The hair does catch the shoulder. Look all the way down. That's as far as she's going to go back, again, because of the hair. So, once again, with the hair and metal headband, it looks like... So, we know these pulled back. Let me see. All right, there we go. And there's a CHEETARA bald. Man, now I can't unsee that. Wow. But that's pretty much how the, yeah, this hairpiece and band comes off. It's all one piece, you can see. And all yellow. Okay, they painted, I see, they painted the metal band gray. Because you can see where they missed it on the insides, which you don't need it. But there's a look at that. She has a, okay, there's a plug hole in the back as well. So let me put that back on right now. I don't like that look. Yeah, that was weird for CHEETARA for me. Side that, very beautiful face. The hair is pretty cool. Now she does come with the vintage inspired hair, which I'll put on very soon. So dropping down, she comes with a new, I want to say it looks like an old-fashioned, an armored old-fashioned corset. It reminds me of. It's casted in metallic blue color. It's rubber, so it does come off the body. Again, you have the open eye of ThunderCats, right, her main ThunderCats logo up in the center. Pretty cool. I think that's a sticker as well. A lot of these figures now come with stickers. Then dropping down, she has like an extra protective cloth piece that comes off the armor. And flipping her around, there's a better look at the back. The straps that go up. You get this extra little tail piece. Yeah, some more armor plates. It's all part of this on both sides. Moving back up to the arms. So, yeah, all new arms as far as the tooling from what I see. Right, you have this one. Of course, this one has the suit piece, and this one's bare. But I just want to bring in the cartoon Catcher real quick. Just want to see something. Yeah, it's all completely different than Catcher. At least the cartoon figures. Maybe that's not a good example, but all right, all new arms, just like, they're doing that with all the parts with these figures of males. So it's interesting now with the females, or at least Cheetara. She has some of the cheetah spots, right, painted up in the shoulder, and of course on the neck you can see. As far as the articulation with this newer style arm, you go all the way up, down, forward, back, bend at the elbow, spin at the elbow, go all the way to the face, to the center of the chest. She has like this little braided band bracer that just goes around the hand. It is loose, so it does come off. And then she comes with a weapon gripping hand on the side that can spin, and the hinge joint goes in and out. Hands are really soft. Now, the pegs on these figures are all the same than the regular Origins. I'm just going to pull it out. Say it's a typical female Origin style peg. Same thing with the hands, the boots, and all that stuff. So let's see. All right, that's pretty much the hand on that side. Moving over to the side. So once again, it's as far as the arm, yeah, look at the muscles too. It has larger muscles now. But as far as the arm on this side, it's covered in its suit, the yellow suit she wears. As far as the articulation with this arm, same thing. Go all the way forward, back, up, down. Can bend at the elbow, go all the way to the face, down to the chest. And now you notice on this side, she comes with a new bracer, right, that can hold the small staff. Does that pop out? I think so. Yep. So there's a little look at that staff. That's pretty cool. All right, put that back in there for now. And this piece can unclip if you didn't want to use it, and go on either arm if you wanted it to. Put that back on for now. Look at that. And then she has a open hand on the side that can spin and go in and out. Hinge joint, which should have been a closed hand. And again, if you have other female figures, you can use their hands. Like again, Catra, I think hands are very similar in color. Yeah, pretty close, so you could switch it out with a gripping hand if you wanted to, if you had those figures, something like it. All right, where we at here? So moving down, let's go down to the waist. So we know she has this little cloth piece. Just look at the bottom. She can spin. The hips and legs can spin inside this armor piece at the waist. And same thing with the legs. All new style female legs. At least I don't. Yeah, the cartoon figures doesn't have anything like that. So as far as articulation with these legs, go all the way out with a split. Really good articulation. Look at that. And now the legs come off on this figure because all the male. Yep. Okay. So now the female figures too. The legs can come off on her. Pop that right back in. Kick forward. Go back. Bend at the knee. Spin at the knee. That's a weird joint. Look at it. The way it double hinges like that. Then dropping down to the boots. It's a newer style boot. There's something, I don't know if I've seen it before. But it has like the, He-Man, something like a He-Man boot would have, with the fur up top. You can spin at the boot, and the boot can come off, and they're female-style boots, the pegs. Has some pretty cool lacing. I like the bright orange colors. And then, yeah, as far as the foot, articulation, go up, down, rock side to side. And going back to the other leg, right, kick forward, back, bend at the knee, spin at the knee. We know she can spin at the boot, and the foot can go up, down, rock side to side. Okay, real quick, I broke some parts off the figures, you can see. I just want to remove the head to confirm that it's just a regular female ball peg, which I thought it would be. Here's another look at the hand. I just want to confirm that it is a standard Origins female peg. Right, that little brace piece can come off if you didn't want it. I'm just going to leave it on. Slides right off. And then here's a look at the peg for the boot. Again, I just want to confirm that it's the same female style pegs that the regular Origins female figures have. Moving forward, taking a look at Cheetara's weapons and accessories. So, of course, she comes with the long bow staff. Pretty good detail. I noticed it has some kind of pattern going all the way around the staff, up and down. It almost looks like the closed eyes, the eye of Thundera, but closed, what I see. It's a very rigid plastic, so it's not gummy, so I like that. And then we know she comes with this wrist bracer, right? Obviously it can come off. And then the short version of the bow staff, retracted one. Now here's a look at her vintage hairpiece. See how it plugs in. See the cheetah spots that are painted across the top, right? Front and back. And then lastly, she comes with the upper part of the boots, the more vintage-inspired pair of boots, I want to say, to replace the Motu Origin style boots. Yeah, they look okay. You got to watch the yellow parts of these. they're painted over the orange. Like mine has some chipping. I've seen it up there. Oh, here it is. A little bit chipping there, so you got to watch that. And then you notice too, yeah, they have pegs because the feet will come off that figure, so we can put them on these upper boot parts. Okay, let's start breaking down this Cheetara figure and set her up with a more traditional look. So of course we know that this hairpiece and band pops off the face like that, and we'll put this new vintage inspired piece, like to call it, on the head. Clip on like that. Just a quick look at that setup. Okay, much better. Looks cool. Look at the front and back. As far as the articulation now with this hairpiece on the head, so you can look all the way to the left, the right, look down and back. Now the next thing is to remove this armor. It looks like I got to remove the arms. So we already pulled this arm out of this socket, and it looks like you're going to break it here. And I guess I got to remove the other one. Right? Okay, there goes that one. Break this piece down. I'm guessing we got to break the figure in half. Oh, there goes the leg. Let me see here. At the waist. I don't see, it's hard to get in there. Okay, there we go. And pull the dress piece down, and okay, there we go. Okay, and she also has the Eye of Thundera painted on her main suit. And then here's a better look at the hips and legs with the whole piece removed off the body, and the dress isn't in the way. Right? Look at the back. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the boots. We already know how one comes off. All right, like that one there. Okay. And then got to remove the feet as well. I think they pull out. They got pegs. Some of these are pretty tight. All right, there we go. And that's how the foot's going to come off the main peg for the boot. I'll do the same with both sides, and I'm going to change these pieces out. Right? I don't know if they matter. Oh, yeah. Okay, right. There is a right and left side. They are marked. All right, so here's the right side for the right leg. Like that. Snaps in like so. I'll put the feet on, do the other side, and we'll come back to it. And then there's a quick look at Cheetara in her traditional form. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I wish they gave her a closed hand on this side. To hold the bow, or the staff, you can grip it obviously with the right side. This side, depending how you position the arm, it can hold it like that, but sometimes it drops it. I just want to bring her for a closer look. With the main suit, yeah, it's just painted on, obviously. It looks okay. Just look from the back. You know, I don't see too much slop, but I can see certain figures probably would be, because it's like something's going to probably spray with a template. Be very temperamental. Yeah, let's see how it just dropped out of hand. The other hand, and out of that hand too. Her hands too are like really very, very soft to hold this. Just pretty heavy, by the way, too. Like, see that? If she tries to grip it with one hand, she just keeps dropping it. But anyway, okay. And then real quick, here's a look at that dress off the body. As far as the details, right? Soft piece of rubber. Just better look at the cloth, the inside, the straps. Right, the back. And then the other point I also want to make is going back to the arms. So this is the cartoon Catra arm, right? And here's our Cheetara arm. Yeah, so they're totally different arms again, somewhat. I mean, yeah, it's all new design. But the other thing I want to point out too is look at the hands. The Cheetara hands are really small compared to the cartoon figures or the regular Origins hands. I just noticed that. They look, they look the same, but when you look at them, yeah, it's a whole new hand, but a lot smaller. And the fingers are really, as I was mentioned, really like soft and gummy, to where at least the cartoon ones are just more rigid and stiff to hold weapons. It's interesting. All right, here's a quick look at a size comparison with our new Cheetara, the cartoon Frosta, and the regular 2000X Teela. So it's a quick look at all three of those together, just to give you an idea with the heights, body aesthetics, more or less. I mean, of course, Frosta has her own unique armor, so does Teela, but you get the idea what they look like in comparison against one another. The newer design for this Cheetara figure. As far as the front, right? Kind of look from the side. Her teal in the back. Alright, that about sums it up. And that's my review on the new Masters of the Universe ThunderCats Cheetara figure. So yeah, I set her up with the main armor on. I'm going to keep the vintage hairpiece on. Long bow staff in hand. And I put the Motu style boots back on. Because I like that mix of parts. Of course, I left a little bow out of the bracer because it doesn't make sense to have the small one in if you have the long one in hands, but that's up to you what you want to do. And then here's a complete look of all the main figures as part of Wave 1 series that I reviewed. Now the last point with this figure is I put the regular hands from Catra in place of the Cheetara hands. Much better. Holding a staff, again, are more rigid than these things. I don't like these hands. They're different. I guess they're trying to do something different. They're more claw-like, you know, yeah, going back to a cat. And then this open hands, to me, is very useless on the side to begin with. It should have been closed. And then a smaller closed hand, it just barely does the job of holding this bow. You know, if you don't want to hold that, then it's fine just to hold the little bow piece itself, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, they could have made them a little bigger and more sturdier. I don't know why they went this small with them. I like the catcher hands much better, and they match the paint for the most part. Not that I want to sacrifice my catcher hands, but if I get one cheap, I might do that. I don't know, and then maybe just put the Cheetara hands or something in Catra off to the side, because she doesn't really hold anything. That's my biggest gripe with this figure. I think the body's interesting. The overall new, yeah, buck design, like they're doing with a lot of these figures. And again, like I mentioned in my other videos, they're going to use these for something else upcoming. 2000X, the movie line. So they're probably going to do the same thing with Cheetara, I'm assuming. A lot of people in the comments were mixed on the bodies, especially the longer arms on this Battle Cat man. That too, I can see them being used for like a new Beast Man coming to the line, or Monkeyin from the, you know, the ThunderCats series. I think that's his name. And things like that. Maybe a Moss Man. They're going to have those long arms. I'm kind of mixed on them too. I think they're a little too long, but I think that's what they're going for. And of course, the bigger bucks, the bodies, you know, it's a whole new thing you're doing here. Side that, I do like this Cheetara figure. She came out really well, like most of these figures, side the gripes and hands. So as always, I appreciate everybody watching. Until next time, take care.